Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Bat Châtillon Bourrasque. It's a Tier 8 Premium French Medium. It's located on the eastbourne of Paris under the command of Vinci Resolve. In fact, actually, we got a pair of replays by him in the Bourrasque. Well, as you know, this is the premium that was offered to all the players if you completed a marathon. It's basically a Bat Châtillon 12-ton, 12-ton with a EBR 105 turret. So it's got a 105mm gun and it's capable of doing 360 alpha from each shot. So effectively you've got a burst damage of 720 hit points in just a few seconds, or in fact a couple of seconds. It does have an intra-clip reload time of 2 seconds. Well, he's got his first damage on the enemy. It's a 390 hit points off the Type 62, so it's a high roll. But he's still got 1 round in the clip. Now, standard reload time for the clip is 21.54 seconds, but it looks like RNG and Toxis has managed to get down to 19.79, so he's probably got a rammer and well, a good crew, and he is using premium consumables. Not too happy about that. Scorpion keeps moving forward in front of him, because if he takes a shot as the Scorpion comes directly in front, he'll lose any chance of getting a high caliber. Now, one of the bad things about the Bourrasque is the gun handling. It's not so great. It's capable of driving up to an enemy very, very quickly at 62 kilometers an hour, and it's got a reverse speed of 23, but the problem is the gun handling is not so great. And, well, he managed to take out that AMD with 1 shot. So he's got his first kill, but he's now in full reload. The reload time is a bit of a pain, but do remember, basically it's a 105mm shell and 2 of them, so you can split it in 2 and say, well, it's not so bad, it's 105. And ooh, that is an AT-15A, and he's aiming this way, and there's basically no armor on this vehicle, so he's having to retreat because anything that touches this vehicle is more than likely going to go through unless it hits the tracks. And yeah, the T-71DA on the enemy team got around in. 163 hit points lost. You only get 1,250 hit points to play with, so you have to be careful. Can't take too many shots from the enemy without eventually expiring. I've found that most players dislike the Bourrasque so much they treat it as a priority target, almost like an EPR in many ways, because of what it can do. Yep, well, he got 1 round in, 1 didn't pen, but now he's in full reload again. Okay, there's the enemy Bourrasque. Now, has he fired his shells? I think he did, because he was pulling backwards into cover. Oh! Takes out the T-71 that damaged him earlier. So that's his second kill. But he's still got 1 round in the clip, ready to go. And, yep, the ARL-44 takes the shell and he gets a high roll on him for 372. Oh, this 5916 is being a real pain. I'm sure that RNG Toxis is glad to get away from that guy, because really he was being a bit of an obstruction. Okay, AT-15 again. Oh, crumbs! He just came around the corner and killed the Super Hellcat 1 shot. He's still got 1 round spare though, and I think he's going to drive up alongside this AT-15. And yes, he gets a high roll into him, and because that thing's only got a gun at the front, he can troll the guy by staying behind him and then keep puncturing him with rounds. But, well, the enemy Arty's had a go, and now he's actually in front, but he did take 1 round from the AT-15, but now he's behind and he's got 2 shots and he'll kill him. Yep, and he's got him, but he took a round from the Jackson. That was a 90mm for 243. So he's only got 402 hit points left to play with, but he's already got enough for the high caliber so long as he keeps up the damage rate. He's got 2,709 hit points. This is a tier 8 game with tier 6 tanks in it. Okay, that's a Bourrasque. Gets the first round in, and there's the second one to kill him. So that's his 5th kill. I think he's well on the way to getting the high caliber now. Now the armour's not very good actually. It's 40mm at the front, 20 at the sides, 10 at the rear, and even the turret only has 15mm at the front and 10 at the sides. So you can see why it's so easy to penetrate this vehicle. He spotted another one. It's the Jackson again, and he does get his round in, but he fires the second one in, and that's his top gun. But he's now down to just 164 hit points, so he's a one-shot for quite a few of the enemy team. Okay, it's in full reload. Almost ready. There's the Type 62 cutting across. Oh, he's looking this way. Flies one round in, gets the hit, and gets the kill shot. The Type 62 fluffed his shots. So RNG is living a very, very lucky life, because now there's only 2 enemies left. The enemy Arty, the Su-14 too. And in fact, actually, he's the last one left alive, because the Chiri just got killed at the other end by our Scorpion G. And there's only 1 kill he needs to get a Radley Walters in the Bourrasque. And I think this is the best he's ever done. He wants the Radleys. He said 8, please. I think the rest of the team will let him get it, because he's the closest to the enemy Arty. And there he is. 1 shot in. Let's get the second one. Yes! Radley Walters with the last kill on the game. Guns up. He's happy. What a great game. And the second game is on highway, and he's still in his Bourrasque. Okay, game underway. I don't think I mentioned previously in the previous game, the reload time normally 21.54 seconds, and he's got it down to 19.71, which is actually pretty good if you think about it. Say 2 seconds intra-clip reload, but it's a 3.36 second aim time, so it's quite a long aim time for this 105mm gun. And he knocked the trees down and then pulled back for a good reason. You see, everyone knows this is a spotting place for either tank destroyers or snipers. And so if he was to actually stay in that bush, he's more than likely receive an Arty round. And instead, he's managed to get a shot into the standard B. Only one, 319. Unfortunately, gets rammed up the rear by an Object 704. Now he's platooned with that Super Pershing there. Hasn't got a very good win rate, that Super Pershing player. I know a lot of people get asked to platoon at the start of games, and I've actually given my tuppence worth on. Some people actually think it's okay, yes, to platoon with somebody who's actually not that good, and try and give them a bit of confidence and see if you can actually help them. But on the whole, as I get invited to platoon virtually every game, mainly because I'm Arty and I've got a very good win rate and fairly good win 8 score, so they want to platoon with me thinking I can give them support for the entire game. But of course, the one thing about Arty is you have to place your shells where they will do the best for the team, not just for the individual, for the team as a whole. And so that means normally applying shells wherever you can firefight, wherever you can do the most damage and help your teammates to overcome the enemy. Okay, try one of that. I think that second one might have impacted, but it was unspotted at the time, so he's on reload again. With 3 tanks down on the enemy at the moment, this is not so good, and he's just going to the other side of the bridge. Is he going to pop up? No, he's actually going to go into town and help out there. Sometimes there can be an advantage to an ambush tank like the Bourrasque suddenly appearing out of nowhere, pumping 2 rounds into the enemy and disappearing before they can fire back. But as I mentioned before, this tank virtually has no armor whatsoever, so anything that touches it is more than likely going to do damage. And you've only got 1250 hit points to play with, so you have to be careful you don't get taken out. Okay, we've got a IS-3, and he didn't fire because he's actually holding on to this guy. He's going to put 2 rounds into the Wizzy 111 GFT, and he does, but now he needs to get out of here before the Wizzy responds. And he is coming this way, but RNG Stoxis manages to get round the corner in time to avoid any shells from that Wizzy. I think he's going to double around and try and help his teammate here. Fires one in, didn't get a pen. Couldn't find the second one in because he was blocked, but he can get this one in, and he does. Okay, and he gets a high roll as well. 367. The Bisonte is a one-shot. He tries to hit him. You see that he's prioritizing RNG because RNG has got a very, very dangerous tank. Okay, he's waiting for the reload to complete, and then he's going to take out that Standard B. Hello, Mr. Standard B. Hope you had a good battle. And he gets a shot into the IS-3, but it's a low roll. The Bisonte's gone. And his platoon mate's still alive, but only just. And the IS-3 has just gone down. So, can he get shots into these guys? There's the Scorpion. He's still waiting for the reload to complete. That long reload can be a pain. Gets one in. Tracks the guy. Fires the second one. Didn't get that one on target. Only 393 off the Scorpion. Super Pershing's going towards him with a 90mm gun. There's the Scorpion. Oh, he's tracked. He's tracked. Get that reload in. And he gets the kill. There's the 704 going for the top of the vehicle. Gets it. And his platoon mate got a round in as well. Now they are working against it now because there's only 5 left on their team. The enemy's got 7. They're outnumbered, but they can still win this because remember the Bourrasque is basically a force multiplier in many ways because of that ability to come up to an enemy tank and put 2 rounds into him for 720 hit points. It really can make a difference because it can wipe out an enemy tank very, very quickly. And he's going to ambush this CS-44 if he comes around that corner. I don't think he wants to come around the corner. I think he knows. I mean, we could do the Jedi mind trick. Oh, somebody got a good shot and killed him. He hammer-racked him. Now, we've got the 704. We can come up behind him and put 2 rounds into him and ruin his day. There's 1. There's 2. And he's gone. The kill shot went to our 704, but unfortunately we've lost our platoon mate. That T-26E4 got taken out by the 704 before he died. Well, RNG's only got 270 hit points left, and there's only 4 members left on the team, but there's only 4 on the enemy team now. And 3 of those are Arty, and there's the Super Hellcat, who is the only tank left, and he's gone. And potentially now RNG has got the high caliber, and he's heading to the enemy cap area because he wants to kill all the enemy Arty. But remember, he's only got 2 shots in the clip. He's got 3,636 hit points of damage, and because he wants to get there quickly, he's actually going to take the road up. I don't think that will present a problem. 62 kilometers an hour. It's one of the faster tanks, but remember, it's a Bat Chat 12-ton hull with an EBR turret. Now, where are they? If he's lucky, he can take these tanks out with 1 shot each. If he's not lucky, locks on, takes out the Crusader, gets him. Now he just needs to find the others. He's gone straight to reload. He wants to get a reload in because he's got 2 Arty to kill. And he needs 2 shells to do it. If he killed 1, or the second penultimate one, he'll still have an empty shell. Need 1 more shell to kill the last one. Okay, he's going back because he thinks they're still there and over the other side of the hill. And he's going to go through the trees, which will give him a bit more cover. 2 shells ready to go. Are they here? He's approaching through the trees bit by bit, stealthily, making it difficult for them to know where he is. I'm not so sure there are here. Now he's turned around. Yeah, he's headed north. I think they are up the north end of the map. Smart Arty would know that if all your teammates were wiped out, head north quickly and shoot back at your cap if you can to get resets. At least that way you'll end up with a defender medal, or potentially you could end up at the enemy cap and start capping there. So he's got one Arty so far, the Crusader SP. Needs the other two, which are both GW Panthers. One of them's a good player with 52% win rate. The other one's moderately bad with 46. If he can get both these guys, he'll get a Top Gun and he'll get a Dimitrius. And he's found one of them. In fact, he's found both of them. He kills the first one. Can he get the second to win? Oh! Well, he took him round from the other GW, but he can ram kill him. And I think if he just sideswipes the guy, that will be enough to take him out of the game. And I think that's what he's intended to do, but the GW doesn't know what to do. And they both die, but he wins the game. So, effective tactic. He won his Dimitrius, he got his Top Gun, and he won the game. So, great game from RNG Toxis. RNG is Toxis, I should say. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats for both games. Here's the end of battle results for the Paris game, and it was a first class tank for RNG is Toxis in the Bat Châtillon Bourrasque. He managed to get a Hand of God, Bruiser, Duelist, and a Fire Effect out of the minor medals. Out of the epic ones, he managed to get a Radley Waters medal for killing 8 enemy tanks, and this is the best he's ever done in the Bourrasque. He also got 2 Battle Hero medals, he got the High Caliber, and he got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. Fantastic game it was, and I'm glad the team let him get that last kill to mean that he got the Radley Waters. So let's have a look at team score. 4,677 hit points, easily the highest. The next high scorer was that Scorpion, who kept on moving in front of him early on in the game. 2,174 hit points to him. And the next one after that was the enemy Bourrasque, who managed 1,863. When it came to kills, he got the highest number with 8. The next high scorer was the Scorpion with 3 kills, and there was 2 kills for the SU-130PM and the KV-2 on the enemy team, but nobody else managed to get more than 1 kill. And when it came to base XP, yes, he's the top on that one, so he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,428 base experience points. He's the only player who managed to get over 1,000. The next high scorer being the Scorpion with 796, and after that it was the T20 with 579. He fired 19 rounds in that game, 18 direct hits and 17 penetrations. That's very good accuracy, and also decent pen as well. Only 2 shots not doing the business. 4,677 hit points of damage, of which 500 hit points was done at more than 300 meters. 5 hits received from the enemy. Yeah, he did get hit by that Jackson twice during that game. 5 penetrations. As I said before, the armor is negligible, and therefore if you do get hit, you are going to get hurt. And so try to avoid the enemy getting any shot on you whatsoever. Don't stand your ground against an enemy tank. If you can, get shot in and get away quickly. 3 enemy vehicles spotted, 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 8 killed, and 54 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 85,296 credits from the game, and after repair, ammunition, respawn, and consumables, he took away a profit of 24,827 credits. If he'd actually played a free-to-play account, he would have made a loss to the game. He earned 1,428 XP, got 2,142 from personal missions payout, and 214 for this being a premium vehicle. Took away 4,498 experience points altogether, so definitely a very good game on Paris. He did take quite a lot of damage during the game. He ended up being a one-shot for the enemy towards the end of the game, but he managed to kill the enemy Arty without actually facing that howitzer, and thereby earned himself a Radley Waters. Let's have a look at the second battle and see how he did in that one. Well, yes, he managed to get a first-class tanker in that game as well. The standard for an ace tanker in the Bourrasque is quite high because a lot of people have them and a lot of people like them and play them well. In this one, he managed to get an eye for an eye because he died at the end by killing the GW by ramming him to death. I think he might have been able to survive if he'd driven to one side and then sideswiped the GW at the end, you know, just give him a quick nudge in the side. I think he would have killed the GW, and he would have survived himself in the game. But he decided to go, what the hell, and just drive straight into the guy and guarantee that he got the Demetrius. He got a duelist and a fire effect from the miners. He got the Demetrius medal, which is an epic medal for killing 3 enemy SPGs. In fact, he killed all the enemy SPGs on the enemy team. He got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, tanker sniper for getting the most damage at a distance of 300 meters, and a top gun for getting at least 6 kills. The 6th kill was the enemy GW that won the game. So let's have a look at team score. In this game, he did it even better. 5,080 hit points of damage from this team. And the next high scorer was the Object 704 on his own team with 2,389 hit points. And after that, it was the 704 in the enemy team with 2,265. When it came to kills, he had managed to get the highest again. Twice the level of the next high scorer. He got 6 kills, the 704 got 3, and so did the CS53 in the enemy team. Nobody else on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill, and only one other player on his own team managed to get more than 1 kill, and that was the Object 252U, the defender in plain clothes. When it came to base XP, yes, he's got the top in that one as well. So for all 3 columns, he's got the top on both games. 1,354 base from this one. Again, he's the only player over 1,000 base experience points. Shows he's got consistent ability with this tank. 884 base for the 252U, 826 for the 704. He fired 20 rounds in this game, 17 direct hits, 16 penetration. The accuracy was a little less on this one, but then he was firing at long range at targets like the 704 and the Wizzy 111 that were moving behind a ridgeline. So it was a little more difficult for him to get the shots on target. And so a few of them went astray, but I think you can forgive that because he did get a lot of damage and he scored more damage than the previous game. 5,080 hit points in total, 1,408 of which was at more than 300 meters. That earned him the tanker sniper, and 2 hits received, 1 penetration, and 2 hits by way of splash damage as well from the Artys. Yes, the Artys did have a go at him. 3 enemy vehicles spotted, 10 enemy vehicles damaged, 6 killed, and he earned 86,113 credits from the game. 38,751 from battle payments and 52,960 from personal missions payout. I think that's actually, it was holiday ops on that one. 233,798 credits altogether, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, and yes, he did fire some premium rounds in this game, he still ended up with a massive profit of 117,759 credits for the game. 1,354 XP, 4,062 from personal missions payout, 203 from this being a premium vehicle, and because he was in a platoon right from the start, 305 experience points from that guy. 6,601 experience points altogether. So yet again, RNG is Toxis is having a lot of fun in the Bourrasque, and he's actually doing rather well. And it is a dangerous tank, I must admit. Whenever I see a Bourrasque on the enemy team, I do treat it as a priority target, almost as much as when I see a EBR, because these things are very dangerous, and the fact that they got that burst damage of 720 hit points, and they can just roll up to hit you with 2 rounds and then disappear before you can respond and do something about it. So yes, excellent games by RNG is Toxis. And I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, please give these videos a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment down below because it feeds the YouTube algorithm and the Rumble one as well. And thank you for watching. Oh, and by the way, we've got another video coming up soon, also with a pair of Bourrasques.